Hey everyone, this is Joe Hall, and in this video, I'm going to give you a very quick review of the new Google search experience that rolled out today for Search Lab users. So basically, when you're on the Google homepage, if you signed up to be a tester for the search experience, um, now there is a button at the bottom of the homepage that says try AI-powered overviews when you search. And then there's also this little test speaker icon at the top right. I think they go to the same place. Uh, but let's go ahead and I'm just gonna click this the search speaker icon, and it pulls up these three examples here of the three different tests that they were running. The first one and the second one both end December 2023. So that's the entire year. Um, I imagine that if these tests go well, they'll just push these to the general population before the end of the year. This next one though ends September 2023. So I'm going to go through each one of these and show an example of them and give you some kind of thoughts on what I think of them. This first one is SGE, and this is the Search Generative Experience, and this is basically Google's competitor to the Bing chat within their search results. This next one is Code Tips, which is basically how to get coding tips directly in the search results. And then the last one is called Add to Sheets, which is a one that I'm actually surprised that they rolled out with the other two because it seems very not related to AI. But essentially, it's just an easy way for you to copy information that you get from the search results and put it directly into a Google Sheets spreadsheet. So I'm going to go through each one of these really quickly and give you just some feedback on what I think of each one. So this first one, this is the Search Generative Experience, and when you click any one of these little toggles here, it turns on the test within your search results. And again, this is only available to those that signed up to test out these features. But just to go through this first one, the Search Generative Experience, I'm gonna go ahead and click Try an Example. And the example that it's showing me here is what the query is, what's the first island I should visit in Hawaii? This is a question. And it basically pulls up this kind of teal background content area. It says generative AI is experimental, input quality may vary. I think that's just kind of a disclaimer, because they haven't really nailed down all the bugs yet. But basically, it goes through this uh, content box here that says here are some of the best islands to visit in Hawaii for the first time visitors, and it goes through the different um, uh, islands that are available for first time visitors. And then it says down here other islands that are accessible from the mainland include the Big Island and Nahayu. There's other things down here below the big answer. Always there's always a button that says ask a follow up. What is considered the best Hawaiian islands to visit? These questions remind me of the people also ask questions, but by clicking them, it regenerates a new generative AI experience right here. And then up here at the top, there is like a little carousel of links that go to content that's related to the query and also related to the content down here. And my best guess would be that this content is somewhat generated probably from these links up here, but you can just kind of go through this rotating content here, to click on any of these to go to there. As you can see, in my opinion, this content area up here for generative AI, it it's very similar, in my opinion, to the way that the featured snippets look. And in fact, most of the queries that include the generative AI response also include a featured snippet. So, like down here, you've got this featured snippet below the GSE result here, and this featured snippet is at NerdWallet, and it's basically like showing you what a regular featured snippet would have. And then, well, again, the people also ask questions below that. In my opinion, it's these are very similar to what a featured snippet already is. The big difference is that the featured snippets do come directly from a specific web page. So this featured snippet, for example, is coming from the best Hawaiian Islands for first timers, whereas the content in this generative AI experience is literally generated by artificial intelligence. Obviously, the information found in it is collected from other web pages, probably these over here in this carousel, or maybe others. But again, the experience to me is very similar to a featured snippet. I think it's kind of weird that they've chosen on a lot of the examples I've already seen to show the generative search experience on top of an existing featured snippet. I think that's just really kind of odd because it pushes organic results even further down the page, which I think is weird. So that's odd. Another thing that's worth noting here is that the initial search experience that pops up here is not a chat box. So Bing's kind of interface is more like a chat box. You can move this into a chat style interface by clicking this button right here that says converse. That shows up underneath the query box now. So when you click converse like this, it does open up the same result that we saw before into a chat style interface. So you can ask follow-up questions here and then have more of a conversational interface with the AI. I guess this is closer to what Bard is. Bard is Google's AI chatbot. So I'm guessing this is very similar to Bard. If you want to move back to the search results, you can just click up here where it says search. It goes back to the search results that we came from. That is basically it. I mean, there's probably lots of other examples that you can take a look at here, and this obviously is going to change based on the query you put in. But I did want to just give you a very quick kind of look at how this works. And I want to go back and show you the other two really quickly. We do have this thing called code tips. And this actually feels more like ChatGPT, because ChatGPT, especially ChatGPT 4, does code tips and code snippets really well, especially with the way that the code is presented. And so let's just try an example here. If we click try an example, it'll say the query is JavaScript check if keys exist. And what they're doing here is they show this second little query box down here at the bottom. I think that makes it a little bit easier if you're trying to get a specific code function or a code example. It brings the query box down a little lower, so it makes it a little easier. And then it gives this thing that says to check if a key exists in an object in JavaScript, you can use the in operator syntax. And so it goes through how to define an object with two keys and two values associated with those. And then it defines another object with a key. It says key here, and then it uses if key is an object, do this. or else. So this is a pretty basic JavaScript kind of example. I did already try some more complex Python using some kind of well-known Python components, and it did a pretty poor job with this. I'm not sure that ChatGPT or Bing could do a better job, but I do think that anytime that you kind of look into this type of large language model for code development, you need to be careful with that, and understand that it's probably going to have problems and bugs included in the code, which is why down at the bottom it does say use code with caution and it has a learn more. If you click learn more there, it does kind of go through, use responsibly, a little bit about how citations work. So that's interesting. Another thing that's worth noting is what I've noticed with the last example that I didn't mention and this one is that all of the generative results do include a thumbs up or thumbs down thing, and I don't know if that's going to stay there after the test is complete. But this is definitely here for users that are testing out these features to give immediate feedback to the search engineers on how these types of features are working, if they're working well or not. Let's go back and take a look at that last feature that they've added called Add to Sheets. I mentioned at the beginning of the video, but I thought this was kind of uh, a weird feature to include with these other two because this doesn't really have anything to do with AI or language models, but basically, when you click Start Planning here, it gives you a list of the query is underrated summer travel ideas. And it gives you these issues here. Here are some underrated summer travel ideas. It gives you some different places to visit that are underrated. But the main feature, though, that this result page is supposed to highlight, which you can't even really see it on the page, is the adding a search result to a Google Sheets page. So, for example, right here, you can see there are 3 new options beside each search snippet, and the first one looks like a bookmark. We can click that bookmark here, and it adds it to a collection called Favorite Pages. Another one here, it's a share symbol. If we click that, it opens up a 3 thing here, Facebook, Twitter, email, and then click to copy the main URL. That could actually be pretty helpful. And then the second one here is the Google Sheets icon. And I just think this is a little bit strange because when you click this, what it does is it pulls up all of these various spreadsheets that you already have within Google Sheets. And as you can see in this top one here, it says search test. This is the one I was already using to test out on. So when I click this, I'm going to click done. It's already checkmarked. I'm going to click done. And it adds it to the search test. So when I click search test here, it should open that up. And it shows this web scraping using Python was one that I tried earlier. The second one here is that URL that we just grabbed earlier. And so I guess this is helpful if you want to add this to a spreadsheet. I'm not really entirely sure what the point of that is. I guess just maybe to make a list. But I do like the bookmark and I like the share option. I do think it's going to be a little bit weird, maybe, if this share option happens, because how many users will want to click share on a different search snippet before even clicking the page? Will that decrease number of click-throughs if users just want to grab the share button instead of visiting the content? I'm not sure. Anyways, that is it for my review of the Google search experience. Again, this is like a very quick, impromptu review. I just got access to it a few hours ago, but I did want to get this video out rather quickly to let you guys know what's on the horizon coming up in the future. Anyways, thanks a lot. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to get more videos like this in the future about cool things coming out in the future.